That'll wake you up.
Hello? Hey. All right, let's just really quickly turn on your mics.
I'm still trying to reboot.
Testing.
All right, good.
Test 1, 2.
Test.
I think we're good on our side over here. I heard everybody else over there chiming in. All right, are we good to go on your end as well? All right. Blah, 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 restart the meeting. Welcome to the Planning Commission meeting for February 18th, 2020. We have 5 members of the Planning Commission present with Commissioners Hatch and England, both excused for the evening. First item on the agenda is thanks to all those working behind the scenes to get us back up and running. Appreciate that. The minutes from the previous meeting, as previously discussed, Commissioner Allen motioned to approve with the one change to paragraph 2 of page what? 2. Of page 2 where it says spine twice. We don't need to reference that. We're good. She'll get them fixed. And then seconded by Commissioner Thomas. Any discussion to the motion? All right, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Awesome, moving right along. First public hearing we have up is a preliminary and final site plan and conditional use approval. It seems like a long-term permanent use approval for a 3 million gallon water tank located at 6050 West, 7800 South in the Copper Rim Planned Community. The city of West Jordan is the applicant. Mr. McCandless, we'll let you get us kicked off and direct it how you need to.
Thank you. Members of the Planning Commission, this is a site that's very familiar to some of you. It's the Copper Rim development. It's planned community zone. It's located just west of the Smiths on 5600 West. The site's outlined in the red. It's about 2 acres in size. The request is to construct it's for conditional use permit approval and then also site plan approval for a 3 million gallon water tank that's being constructed by the city. This piece of property is, again, this is Copper Rim. It's right up in next to the Mountain View corridor. This line that's where my arrow is going across is roughly the division line between all the residential development to the north, and then the property that's kind of the south is the commercial area. This will be placed in that commercial area. It was something that was designed as part of that Copper Rim development. The preliminary site plan showed this site, so it's always been envisioned this would be a water tank.
Now, I know we're going to get another site plan on this at some point, but I thought, where's my little pointer? Go back really quick. That the commercial was only going to be like this space, like right here. Have they changed it to where all of this is going to be commercial now?
It shows it as commercial, but that may not be as it ultimately develops. There may be some multifamily on that section.
Yeah, because I thought we had like
senior housing, but
we had like an amphitheater and some commercial and some residential along down here, so.
Yeah,
All right, just curious. I mean, it doesn't really matter where it's placed. I just thought that's what it was.
Yeah, access to the property will be from a road that'll extend through here. As the site's not developed yet, this will be the permanent location, but it may or may not change later down the road as the whole property develops. But for right now, it'll come in just across, or straight across from west to east, and then drop south here. So that's what is being proposed. This is just the site plan showing the layout of the site. A couple of things that we noted in our staff report is that we feel like that there needs to be a little additional, because it's in a planned community zone, the design standards are a little more intensive in that. We'd like to see a little more screening around the property, and as such, we'd like to see some additional trees, maybe around the perimeter of the property, and then some low shrubs up against where the slope will be bermed up against the tank. So the the engineering department the Public Work Utilities Department has indicated that they can do that, and they will do that. So just as a conditional use, or a condition of approval, is that they submit a landscaping plan addressing those landscaping concerns. The other thing is that the site shows basically it's a chain link fence around the property with some barbed wire on top. But again, we don't think that that fits in well with that planned community zoning district. And so the Public Works Department has indicated that they'd be willing to put in a wrought iron fence with some masonry columns, like you'll see at the Jordan Landing site. So with those conditions of approval, those approval conditions, we'd recommend approval of the site. Are there any questions?
Excellent. Any questions for staff? Okay, we'll go ahead and start our public hearing. If anybody's here to talk about this specific item, the floor is now yours. And seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing for this and bring this back to the Planning Commission for discussion or a possible motion. Commissioner Thomas.
I'll make the motion if there's no questions on it. Okay, the first one we'll do, you want to do one at a time? Okay. I move that the Planning Commission approve the preliminary final site plan for the City of West Jordan, Zone 3 North, 3 million gallon water tank located at 6050 West, 7800 South in the PC zone, subject to the approval conditions listed on page 2 of the staff report.
Excellent. Motion by Commissioner Thomas. Commissioner Allen.
Second?
Seconded by Commissioner Allen. Any discussion to the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Excellent. We are unanimous. Commissioner Thomas, you want to take the second one?
Sure. Second one, I move that the Planning Commission approve the conditional use for the City of West Jordan, Zone 3 North, 3 million gallon water tank located at 6050 West, 7800 South in PC zone, subject to the approval conditions listed on page 2 of the staff report.
Motion by Commissioner Thomas. Commissioner Allen?
Second?
Seconded by Commissioner Allen. Any discussion to the motion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Awesome. We're unanimous again, moving right along to our final item of the night. Oak Ridge Park Phase 5 rezone, 8200 South, 6700 West, rezone 9.09 acres from public facilities to R18E, single-family residential with 8,000 square foot minimum lots. Ivory Development LLC is the applicant. Skylar Tolbert, you're here to tell us all about it. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Skylar Tolbert with Ivory Development. You know, I don't have a whole lot to add other than I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we're doing, and staff may know, and some of you planning commissioners may know. This is separate from Oak Ridge. I'm only going to take 1 minute. You may have heard that Ivory committed last February to planting 30,000 trees in the state. And just want to kind of make you aware of that. We released that with Governor Herbert last February. Last year we planted 7,000 of those 30,000 trees. It's part of what we're doing to give back a little bit to the community. In Oak Ridge, what we've done through phases 1 through 4, we've planted a little over 300 trees, and then in this phase 5, we'd have another 60 to 70 trees. It's a great project. If you can think of any areas within your city that could use some trees or a tree planting, we'd love to participate with you in that. Again, just kind of off the.
Do you relocate trees?
We don't.
Because I got a really big one in my backyard that needs to come down.
And we can't help you in your personal backyard. But if there's a park,
Shoot.
or we did a planting on Harriman Main Street, places like that, we did a big preserve up in Park City, we'd love to do something with you. So just wanted to kind of make you aware of that. But Oak Ridge Phase 5, which is why we're here, the rezone, I was here a couple weeks ago. I don't have a whole lot to add from that, other than I can answer any questions.
Sounds great. Any questions for the applicant? Awesome. We'll save you time after the public hearing if there's anybody
Thanks.
that anything needs to be addressed. Mr. Page, what do we need to know?
Commission, You probably remember we addressed this issue for the general plan change for the future land use map a few weeks ago, to change it from public facilities to medium-density residential. So tonight, it's before you to rezone from public facilities to the same surrounding zoning of R18. So this is in compliance with your recommendation for the general plan, and we anticipate this going before the city council after your recommendation.
Excellent. Any questions for staff? Nothing's changed since the last time we saw this, right?
No, it's identical.
All right, we'll go ahead and open up the public hearing. Anybody'd like to come forward and share their feelings and thoughts? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and bring this back to the planning commission. Don't be shy, guys. Commissioner Allen.
Based on the information and findings set forth in the staff report and upon the evidence and explanations received today, I move that the Planning Commission forward a positive recommendation to the City Council to rezone approximately 9.09 acres of property located 8200 South, 6700 West from public facilities to R18E.
Thank you. Commissioner Badon.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Allen, seconded by Commissioner Badon. Any discussion to the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? We are unanimous again, and that concludes our meeting, unless you guys have something else you want to visit with us about. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned.